Welcome friends back to my channel and thank you so much for coming back. I hope you've watched my previous videos. If you've not, please do watch them. This is slightly a different kind of a video. I'm not talking about Triumph this time. I'm talking about an event. Before I talk about the event, you would have seen the changed look. This pandemic has given us new ways of experimenting on our looks. Please do comment on how does this new look suit me. Should I change or should I continue? Let me try and make it as much entertaining and as much informative as possible for you guys. So let's move on to this story. Triumph dealership had arranged for this event which was in partnership with this place called Moto Farm. Moto Farm is a dirt track which is owned and managed by two individuals called Avi and DJ. Superb individuals to interact with, and what attitude. This place, Moto Farm, is somewhere around 80 kilometers from Bangalore and it's a 2-hour ride. The main participants, we were 8 of us, and along with the dealership staff and the team from Moto Farms and the paraphernalia around an event, we were around some 20-25 people. We were 4 of us meeting at the dealership at 7 o'clock, and the plan was that we will ride from the dealership to Moto Farms, and a few of them would directly reach at Moto Farms at 9 o'clock. So we started somewhere around 7:10, 7:15 from the dealership. We rode all the way directly to Moto Farms and we reached there by 10 minutes to 9, so pretty much on time. And this place has been done really well. So interacted with Avi to understand the establishment. Track was ready somewhere by January and they were to open by January, but then this COVID thing happened and their track starting got delayed. So they're a very young organization, very young track. They've done it really well. It's a 1.6, 1.7 kilometer track with 11 turns. So they've named it turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. One tabletop, one high elevation. There are a few drops, turning drops. A brilliantly made track. For us as Tiger owners and for me personally, this was a first of its kind experience. For me, it was both an experience as well as a learning on off-road tracks. This event was supposed to be a half a day event but got extended to almost a full day event. We started in the morning. We were briefed. The fundamental logic that we were told about this whole event was unlearn about what you know about off-road riding. We started with a few rounds of the track. Yes, in the track there were a few places where it was slushy. I had a couple of falls there. But the good part is with Tiger and all those guards, it's all about letting go of that bike. If you are about to fall or if you're about to skid onto a track, it's all about letting go of that bike and not trying to wrestle with the bike. This is one phrase which I learned. Don't wrestle with your bike, dance with your bike. So the correct way to sit and stand on your bike while you're off-roading is not by keeping your foot parallel to the ground. This is how you normally keep when you do your long range highway drives. But when you're doing off-roading, this is how your feet needs to be. The balls of your toe need to be on the foot peg so that you are in this position. You never put your legs straight. You always bend your legs slightly down with your inner thigh holding the tank. So you're creating this shock absorption for you. So even if the roads are really bumpy, you get this shock absorption with this angle of your leg and the toes being on the foot peg. The next thing that you need to know is your arm position. Your arm should never be straight. The way you need to put your arms is this way, so that when you are going the bumpy way, these arms create that shock absorption effect. The same that your bent knees and your toes are doing for your leg, this position does it for your arm. Otherwise, you end up putting all that jerk onto your body. That is not something that you want. You want these jerks to be absorbed. So it's all about not wrestling the bike. This is called wrestling the bike. You need to dance with the bike. That's how you need to do it. And this is something which has stayed in my mind, and probably that's what I'm going to practice not only while I'm doing any off-road tracks, but while riding the highways as well. The first drill was definitely to take the rounds of the track. We took some 3, 4, 5, 7, I don't know how many rounds, getting acquainted to an off-road track, getting comfortable with the turns. Let me tell you about our trainer. His name is Nikhil Balakrishnan. He's a brilliant rider. He's won a few awards and some championships in off-roading and rallying. So he was our trainer. The way he rode, it was actually watching somebody dance. The ease with which he was controlling and the ease with which he was actually riding that bike was a treat to watch. And that's what, when you see somebody riding like that, it gives you a lot of motivation that let's kind of get to that level. I learned something else there. It's all about seat time. The number of hours that you spend on your seat riding the bike is what gives you that experience, and it gives you that learning. Whether it is off-roading, whether it is taking those jumps, or whether it's doing wheelies or stoppies, it's all about how much time do you spend on that seat. Moving ahead, we were given training on how to do stoppages. First was only using our rear brakes. If we were to jam our rear brakes at a particular speed, stop between 2 points, that's when the first time I experienced induced fishtailing. So there's something called natural fishtailing, which you experience while you're riding and not actually wanting that to happen, but that happens. That had happened to me a couple of times earlier, but when that happens, you kind of get jittery, or you get scared about, oh, was I about to fall? But in this training, we realized that fishtailing is something which is a natural phenomena, and you don't have to get worried about it. It's all about controlling, dancing with that fishtailing bike. The third drill was to not only use your rear brake, but also use your front brakes together and then go for a complete stop. Got a few compliments from the trainer. So that was something a human being needs. And it gave me that motivation to try some more. So I tried coming in slightly higher speeds, braking a bit harder. And that's when I realized that it's not about the machine. It's about how well you are blending with that machine. Another point that I learned about off-roading is that it's not about how hard you hold the handlebar. It's not about how better you control the handlebar. It's about how better you control the bike using the lower half of your body. The fourth and the final drill that we were taught about was trying to maneuver in off-roads. A few cones were kept at different distances. First, we were asked to do a zigzag across those cones. Then the cones were kept slightly further offset. Then we were asked to do a zigzag on those offset cones. And the point that we learned was to move that butt away from the seat, move that center of mass away from the bike while you're riding. So if in case you want to take an anti-clockwise turn, it's all about moving the bike away from your body, taking your butt away from the seat, and trying to maintain that center of mass so that the bike doesn't topple. So while you're taking sharp turns, it's not about only leaning towards the turn. What you need to do is you need to move your butt out. You need to move your butt out. Arms remain bent so that you continue creating that shock absorbing effect. A lot of us fell during this exercise. And again, what I learned in this exercise was to let go of the bike. Don't struggle, don't wrestle with the bike. In case if the bike really leans too far or gets scared, or if you end up going beyond that threshold, you just let the bike go off, because you're not riding at those high speeds wherein you would get injured or the bike would have issues. Bike has enough and more guards. So it's all about letting go of that bike. So that's something which I was able to do, because when you own a high-end bike, you've invested that money, you always want your bike to look new and shiny, but it's okay to let go of the bike in case it's going beyond that threshold. We also met this gentleman named Prafull. The way he piloted his drone, it was a treat to watch. That's when Avinash told us Prafull is the best racing drone pilot. You should have seen the way he maneuvered that drone throughout the racetrack behind us, and we were told that, please don't get scared or don't get hassled if the drone comes around you, because he was flying really close to us. We saw DJ and Nikhil riding their bikes because they are professionals and they are pros in what they do. And the way he covered them during their rides was a treat to watch. In all, this weekend was a great experience. It changed the way I thought I could control my bike. It changed the way I thought I can ride my bike. It changed the confidence in me in terms of controlling and riding that bike. This experience has created a memory in me. Whoever participated in that weekend event are connected. Now I am connected with Avinash, who's the owner of that dirt track, and I'm sure this relationship is going to go on for good. So I'm back from the off-roading training. The ride was very good. So I've come here to get the bike washed. Before I get the bike washed, I thought I'll just show you guys how the bike has turned out after the full day of off-roading. So this video is for you guys. This is what the dirt track has done to the bike. So it's all muddy. Now I've got this to this place, which is right near to where I stay. So today it was really slushy. I have had 3 falls today. This is where I get my bike washed. That's the team. So guys, if you want to get your bikes, cars washed, feel free to come to this place. The name of the place is Yellowstone. This is before. A small glimpse of what has happened today. So guys, that was before. Awesome boys. And this is after. So that's about the weekend. It was an awesome weekend. Had a lot of learning, a great new experience. Wonderful. So friends, if you like the video, please do subscribe to my channel. Please do share your comments. Please don't forget to like, and please don't forget to share. So friends, enjoy life, celebrate life, and keep cheering.